This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
God morgon, god eftermiddag och god kväll, and welcome once again to Northern Europe Chronicles. I'm Francesca Iskanen, coming to you from Lund, Sweden, and I will be one of your hosts tonight. But I am not alone, so I'll have him introduce himself.
Yes, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Kenneth Valdez, broadcasting live from Stockholm, Sweden, a district of Northern Europe, and welcome again to Northern Europe Chronicles. And today it's Sunday, January 11, 2026, 8:02 Central European Time in the different parts of Europe. And in the Philippines, it is already January 12, 2026, 3:02 Philippine time. So good morning dyan sa lahat ng mga listeners and viewers in the Philippines. So Cheska, what can we expect in our broadcast tonight?
Yes, so we are looking forward to our topic discussion for tonight. Now, last week we talked about our personal goals for 2026. Today we're taking the next step and talking about how those goals turn into action through our everyday choices. So we're going to be talking about from goals to action. And we also have our Let's Sing and Dance segment and our Let's Learn segment, where we'll be learning some Swedish words related to our topic this evening. So I am looking forward to having this broadcast and looking forward to the topic discussion. And speaking of topic discussion, who will be discussing with us? Who are our guests for tonight, Kenneth?
Yes, may we start in maybe in Sweden, Tanya?
Hello everyone, my name is Tanya Mina, a CFO officer from Gothenburg, Sweden, GWS.
Yes, thank you so much, Tanya. And from Sweden, let's go to Norway. Let's start to David from Oslo East. Hi, David. David.
Hello, I'm David from Oslo East, and I hold the duties as a CWS president and also as an adult choir member and as the district Binhi president.
Yeah, thank you so much, David. And from Oslo East also, let's welcome Reese. Hi, Reese.
Hello, my name is Reese, and I am from the local of Oslo East, Norway. I am a choir member, and I am also a district and local Binhi officer.
Thank you so much, Reese. And from, of course, Norway, Mjøndalen, Elina. Hi, Elina.
Hi, everyone. My name is Elina, and I'm from Mjøndalen GWS in Norway. My duties are choir leader and finance officer in CWS.
Yes, and thank you so much, Elina. And from Norway, let's go to Poland. Hi, J-Mark. JM.
Hello everyone, my name is J-Mark David from the Group Worship Service of UBH, Poland. I serve as the choir organist and I am the district choir secretary. Thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you so much. Yes, Jessica?
Yes, so for everyone tuning in to our broadcast this evening, we want to remind everyone, please do not forget to like and share our broadcast. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the INCRadio YouTube channel to catch many more INCRadio broadcasts such as this. And let's all stay tuned in until the end of our broadcast and keep commenting in the chat. Greet one another, let us know where you're tuning in from, and we encourage everyone to answer our topic questions and share with us your goals for this new year and what actions you start taking to move towards them. So share with us your thoughts, what your plans are for this year, and what actions you plan on taking to reach your goals this year. So let's get started with actually asking our guests. So we'll go to Tanya. Tanya, for you, what are some of the goals you've set for 2026? And what's one small action you will start doing this week to move towards them?
Okay, my goal is, or one of my goal is to procrastinate less, because I've noticed how it affects my productivity and also my mental health, and of course the quality of my work. I've noticed when I put things up, especially school's task, I often end up like starting them the night before or the day before the deadline, and I notice how it makes me feel stressed and rushed, and usually turn in work that could have been maybe better. For example, when I procrastinate on essays or a project, I don't have enough time to plan properly or to check or polish my work. And then this leads to miss some mistakes that needs to be corrected, or unhappy about the result. And after this setting goal, I started to taking small steps in that can help me. And I first started to instead of trying to change everything at once, I choose to do it consistency over intensity. In Swedish, we have this called en sak i taget, which is means one step at a time. And what I mean about that is try to do the work, or do not try to do the work everything at once. Instead, try to maybe do the work like 15 minutes. Just do it in 15 minutes and then take a break. And then, yeah, I also started to use my 2026 planner to plan everything, or my week, how is it gonna looks like, so I can have a just to follow up things that needs to be done.
Thank you so much. And I like that consistency over intensity. So not that you change your entire routine in one go, but you do it one step at a time. Certain things you can change now, then next week you have another thing that you will try to improve. So I think that's really good advice also for everyone tuning in, that if we want to achieve our goals, or we want to change our habits, or we want to have better routines, it's not meant that you change everything in one go, and then if you're not able to do that big change, you've completely kind of failed at changing your routine or trying to achieve that goal. But it's all about those small steps, the being consistent in the changes you want to make, or in the things that you want to achieve. So I really like that. So thank you so much, Tanya. Now I want to ask David, same to you. What are some of the goals you set for 2026, and what's one small thing you're going to start doing, or you've already started doing, to help you move towards them?
So I have actually two main goals that I have for the year 2026. The first goal is to get better time management, because I also, like Tanya, tend to procrastinate or finish tasks relatively late, which means I get less time to do important tasks because I'm stuck on the previous one. So one way of trying to already reach the goal is to start doing things earlier instead of later, so that I procrastinate less, and so that I'm able to finish my tasks earlier without worrying much anymore. So another goal that I also have for the year 2026 is to have better self-control. I can sometimes, lose control of my feelings, then suddenly, for example, make the wrong decisions. And my feelings and emotions can also go up and down. So one way of trying to reach this goal is to continue to have my devotional prayers to God.
Yes, thank you so much. I really like that. One, self-control. That's really interesting. And for someone at a young age to have already that in mind, to have that mindset, that's very mature and very good to see. And I think it's also something everyone should kind of have in mind as kind of a goal for the new year. Like, how can we not let kind of negative emotions impact us or take over kind of how we go through our day, go through our week, our month, and how we can think and be a bit more positive in our day-to-day life. So I think that's a really good goal, and kind of the small actions we can take, as you mentioned, is to have that in our devotional prayers, to ask God for the help for us to have a healthy mindset, a happy mindset, a positive mindset. So thank you so much, David. Now, Kenneth, who do you want to ask next? I mean, Kenneth.
Yes, maybe we can ask Reese. Hi, Reese, again. So same question, what are some of your goals you set for this year, 2026? And what's a small action you can start doing this week to move toward them?
So for my goals set for 2026 is to take the next step in my organ training. Hopefully I can be one step closer to becoming an organist one day. And I really want to intensify my efforts in my duties and participation in the church activities. Although I really already try to put as much effort as I can in my duties and the church activities, I really wish to double my efforts even more for this year. And I also really want to get decent grades in school, especially in my sciences, because I find them in particular pretty challenging. And I also wish to get a better overview of the majors and careers that I could possibly take in my life, because I have to pick my career soon and I really want to know what I'll get into. And I also want to get more in touch with my hobbies, such as drawing, reading books, working out, and playing the guitar. And so what I can do this week, these small steps I can do to be able to reach my goals. So I have like one main goal, and it is better time management. This is so I can be even more efficient than I used to be. And I also want to do things much more consistently, even if the things I do may be for short amounts of time. So for example, I can practice my organ training every day, even if it's only for a few minutes. As long as I build the habit, then I believe it can be much more efficient. And I can, for example, take on even more challenging hymns to take a step closer to becoming an organist. And I also want to prepare for my duties much better beforehand. So, for example, I can already train my voice before I sing in the choir, and I can even train my voice even more by, for example, taking up some vocal lessons. And I can, to be able to achieve my academic goals, I can try to understand concepts in my sciences better to be able to answer the tasks more efficiently. And for me to be able to have a better overview of majors and careers, I can maybe go around and ask people what their careers are and how it is. And I can also do some research by myself so that I know what I'll get into. And I can also find more time for my hobby so that I can really get more in touch with them.
Yes, thank you so much, Reese. That's very inspiring. Actually, we have our church organist here, JM, so we can ask for maybe his help. And that's beautiful set of your goals in this year 2026, spiritual, personal, and practical. That's good, Reese. Thank you so much, Reese. And next, maybe we can ask Elena. Hi, Elena, again. Yeah, what are some of your goals in for this year 2026, and one small action that you can start doing this week to move toward them?
So my main goals for 2026 are to get my driver's license since I recently just turned 18 and improve my grades. I want to be more focused in school and take my responsibilities more seriously so I can do better overall. And one small thing I can do to start is paying more attention in class and actually asking questions when I don't understand, because I am actually a very quiet girl in school, so I want to be more comfortable and take more space. I can also start preparing for my driver's license by reading a little theory or watching videos about driving rules.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing your set of goals for this year, 2026, Selena. And how about JM? What are some of your goals you set for this year, 2026? And some action you can start doing this week.
My goals are to grow more spiritually by having more consistent in devotional prayer in life, to improve my financial discipline, yun, kailangan po natin yun ngayon, and to take better care of my physical and mental health. And I also want to grow personally by becoming more disciplined and focused, especially in how I use my time, like time management po. And do action, can start doing this week po for my goals. Before po, I can do those goals that I want. Of course, I start with prayer. We need to turn to God for everything we desire, because whatever our goals in life may be, it's certain that God will help us. And of course, it's also up to us to work towards our goals so that we can receive that help from our God. Thank you.
Yes, I'm sure a lot of our listeners can relate to those goals, especially being more disciplined, right? With time and taking better care of themselves. Actually, ganun din ako. and uh, and uh, and I like what you how you said that it starts with prayer and it's followed by effort, and that's the balance of faith and action is really important, and that's very inspiring, JM. And I'm sure many of our listeners can relate to that mindset. Thank you so much, JM. And who do we have next, Jessica?
I actually want to ask you, Kenneth, what are some of the goals you've set for this year?
Yes. First, of course, I have many more goals, like short term and long term. But first is to fulfill my duties in church. Yun ang una natin. And I also want to continue in growing in terms of my professional career or development. And I aim to manage my time kasi doon ako mahina, my time well, and hopefully get enough sleep. And how about you, Jessica?
I like what Reese said about getting in touch with her hobbies. I want to take up more hobbies, or I want to create more experiences for myself this year and do things that I haven't done in previous years and past years. Or just doing something meaningful and productive every day, even if it's just one small thing. So those are some of the goals I try to set for myself this year. And like the others, I think, having good rest is one way to start it. Kind of waking up on time is one way to I think to do it.
Exactly.
So those are some of the things I want to do this year. Now I want to go back to our guest. Let's go back to Tanya. What usually makes it difficult to follow through on one's goals, and how can we gently push past those moments of difficulty?
Yeah, so one of the reasons why it's hard to follow through, in my experience, because it's low on energy, especially now that we're in winter season. There's no much sunlight anymore, and plus there are some distractions, different kind of distractions. It can be scrolling through phone, and sometimes we might always feel stuck on it. It's hard to get out of it. For example, in my case, after a long day at school, I often feel too tired after everything, so I don't have the energy to do my homework, and always ending up in my bed and scrolling my phone and telling myself or trying to convince myself that I have a time, and then I'll do it later. And yeah, but what helps me nowadays is reminding myself why the goal matters and not trying to be perfect about it, and if in my essays, I mean, I have a lot of essays nowadays, so if it feels if it feels overwhelming, I tried my best to focus on one small steps and like started to read or just write some short paragraphs about it. And Yeah, but generally, whatever the work is about, always try to find a reason to start and remember the positive outcome if you do it now.
Thank you so much. So remember the positive outcome if you do it now. I really like that. And then I understand your whole point about especially here in Sweden, and the same goes for Norway, it's dark all the time, most of the time. So when it's so dark, it's difficult to get yourself kind of motivated and eager, because when it's so dark, you just want to go to sleep. So to kind of overcome that and to know that, if you start now, you're going to be much more pleased and happy with the outcome in the end of whatever it is that you need to do. So thank you so much, Tanya. I want to go to Elina. Same to you. What usually makes it difficult for you to follow through on your goals, and how do you try to overcome that?
So just like everybody else, I also often procrastinate. I get tired, bored, or distracted, and that makes it hard to stay motivated. And when that happens, I can remind myself why these goals matter and just try to keep going even if I don't like it. I also get very anxious fast. I stress a lot easily, and I agree with Tanya to just take one step at a time. I feel like that's very important to keep in mind.
Thank you so much. And then I want to ask Reese, for you, how do everyday routines, like how we use our time and our energy, either support or delay our goals?
So for me, snoozing my alarm ended up depleting my awareness during the day. I know this sounds like a very minuscule thing, but this is actually a very overlooked part in my everyday life. So waking up on the first alarm, no matter how tired I was, really helped my energy levels and made me even more productive. And I also avoid sleeping during the day, but if I really have to, then I take naps less than 20 minutes in order to consistently feel refreshed throughout the day. And I also set timer for distractions, because realistically, I do get distracted at times. So for example, being on my phone, I do get distracted by that. So what I do is that I limit it by setting a timer for example, 10 minutes. And that way I do get distracted, but it's only for a certain amount of time so that I don't end up getting too distracted and waste too many hours, for example.
Thank you so much. So what you said about, rather than snoozing, wake up. I can relate with that, because I also tend to, most of the time, just keep on snoozing my alarm. But then I have noticed that when I actually do wake up early, I do wake up, on that first alarm, I do feel a bit more, I feel less stressed in the morning. I feel less stressed in preparing myself to go to work. I feel less stressed preparing myself to go out. I feel like I have the entire morning or the entire time before I need to leave to kind of prepare myself to wake up. And that makes me more energized and refreshed throughout my day. So I'm going to keep on trying to do that. And what you said about, giving yourself time to be distracted, like giving yourself, a specific amount of time to be distracted, because we are going to be distracted. We are going to pick up our phone and start scrolling on whatever app it is that we're using. So at least admit to yourself that I'm going to be distracted, but I'm only going to allow myself to be distracted for this amount of time. So I think that's advice that everyone can use. Now, Kenneth, who do you want to ask?
Yeah, before that, just want to add, actually, napaka-honest nila, no? Just yung procrastination, for example, na it is something many people struggle with. Ako din actually, ganun din ako. But the good thing is that awareness is already a big step forward. So realizing how procrastination is that affects you is the first move toward changing it. So, change natin yun. Reduce natin yung procrastination. And that's good. And yeah, I'm gonna ask maybe David, what usually makes it difficult to follow through on our goals, and how can we gently push past those moments?
Yes, we can sometimes, for example, be distracted and forget our goals. For instance, other forms of entertainment might be tempting while we're doing our task or while we're trying to finish our goal throughout the day. So it is important to be cautious of these. And stress and lack of motivation can also make it difficult for us to follow through on our goals. So what I like to do is to ask God for me to be able to still keep on going while I don't have stress, while I don't have motivation, and while I'm stressing, and that is my way of being able to push through the difficult times.
Yes, that's true. Laging manalangin, magpray sa ating Panginoong Diyos. That's good, David. And how about JM? How do everyday routines, like how we use your time or energy, either support or delay your goals?
Of course, our everyday habits really affect our goals po. When we're organized and disciplined with our time and energy, like clear routine, getting enough rest, and focusing on important things, it's easier to move forward toward our goals po. But if we waste our time and energy on unimportant stuff or keeping getting distracted like problems, our progress slow down. Then that's why being intentional with what we do every day is so important.
Yeah, well said. I know, and that's a powerful reminder that success is built in the small everyday choices we make, and that's something many of us need to hear. I know our daily routines may seem small, but they have big impact on our goals. So thank you so much for that, JM. And who do you have next, Jessica?
Yes, so we want to say hi to everyone in our live chat, everyone who's currently tuned in. We want to greet Mirna Akube. Hello there. How are you doing? And we also want to greet Lisa Castillo, who is tuning in. We want to greet Janet Valle, who's tuning in. We want to greet our resident minister, Brother Frederick Gore, who is tuning in. Hello po. Who else can you see in the live chat that you want to greet, Kenneth? We have Alma Valentina as well. Who do you see?
Yeah, I see Gian, si Ate Gian, yan, Selo Mariano, and dami, Michael Masangkay, yeah, happy viewing, and sino pa dito? RB Miranda from Espoo, Finland, ayan, and sino pa? Josephine Heidberg from Stockholm, Sweden. Hello. And sino pa dito? Si Faye Buban from Stockholm, Sweden.
Yes, and I also see Selena Bulander, who's currently in the Philippines right now, but she's tuning in. Although it's really early in the morning there. So hi, Selena.
Hi, Selena.
Once again, thank you to all of the viewers who are tuned in to our broadcast this evening. But we also want to hear from you. What are some of the goals you've set for 2026? And what is one small action you'll start doing this week to move towards them? So please share with us your thoughts and your comments, and we'll do our very best to read it in our broadcast later on. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to like and share our broadcast as well. So if you see someone missing from the live chat, share with them our broadcast so they can also tune in and share their comments. And yes, so before we continue with our topic discussion, we'll do a quick segment break with our let's sing and dance. So we have a CMV prepared for you entitled Abound. So please enjoy.
Det är mulig många mister hoppen går till dans. Men jag håller fast på Guds löfter oavsett vad jag hinner.
Probleme schwächen mich nie, denn ich bin ein Mitglied der INC.
Mitt hopp är starkt och jag sjunger denna låt. För varje storm jag går genom i mitt liv, jag överlåter mina bekymringar till honom.
Ich habe keine Angst, denn er ist immer bei mir. Habe ich starken Glauben.
Allt är möjligt, det är inte hopplöst. My hope is true, with faith I will. Jag fortsätter dag för dag mot alla beskyller. Oh, hans kärlek och hans famn med mig. Jag är aldrig själv.
Hans kärlighet har alltid fängt styrke hjärtat mitt igen. Ich werde ihm stets folgen, meinem Gott, den ich liebe.
And hope is in God.
My hope is true, with faith I will.
To God I want to give him thanks for his love and his wondrous grace. With faith and hope, we know he never fails us. He's brought us this far. In our Father, yes, we can always trust.
We know it's such a blessing, so unto him all my prayers I bring.
Hard trials, temptations, sufferings, but I will never stop. Abounding in hope and faith and love for God. My hope is true, with faith I will endure.
And hope is in God. My hope is true, with faith I will endure.
Okay, so welcome back to Northern Europe Chronicles. We hope you enjoyed that CMV that was prepared for us tonight. Let's go back to our topic discussion. So from goals to action is what we're talking about. Now I want to ask David, how can our faith guide the choices we make each day, especially when motivation is low or distractions are high?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, our faith through prayers, for example, can motivate us to push for God's many blessings He has for us. With the faith that we gain, we can be sure that the pressure, stress, or the hardships won't last forever if we keep pushing and let our faith guide us.
Yes, thank you so much. So to let our faith guide us. Sometimes also, we set goals, we make intentions that we are going to do this year, we're going to achieve this year, but sometimes that doesn't happen. And we shouldn't either let those setbacks kind of deter us or hinder us, but always put our faith first and know that God is going to guide us in achieving the goals that we've set, or guiding us to different goals to set. So by letting our faith guide us, we shouldn't either be worried about achieving or not achieving, but that in all that we do it mostly with the priority of serving our Almighty God. So thank you so much, David. Now, Elena, for you, how does your faith guide the choices you make each day, especially when motivation is low and distractions are high?
I totally agree with David. Faith helps me stay grounded and reminds me that I'm not alone. When I'm stressed or unmotivated, trusting God and praying can give me peace and strength to keep trying.
Thank you so much. So to keep peace in the stress. So thank you so much. Same for you, Reese. How does your faith guide you in the choices you make each day?
So for me, faith reminds us to do what pleases God, and that all these trials that we're going through, because let's face it, we all go through these different difficulties in life, and it reminds me that all of these are but temporary, and that God will always bless us at the end of our journey. And when motivation is low, I know that we can all find solace in God, and that we can ask Him to strengthen our faith and resolve. So that is how God truly helps me throughout my life.
Thank you so much. So turning to God in stressful times, even in the good times, and finding peace and comfort in knowing that God is there with us in every step that we take. So no matter what it is that we want to achieve, how we want to achieve it, as long as we put God first, God will carry us rest of the way. So thank you so much. Now, Kenneth, who do you want to ask?
Yes, I'm gonna ask JM. Hi, JM again. Yeah, how can our faith guide the choices we make each day, and especially when motivation is low or distractions are high?
Yan nga po yung motivation natin. Pagka minsan yung distraction, yun pa yung mas high. Minsan di natin masolusyonan dahil sa mga problema po natin. It remind us that we can trust our God. Like David and Reese said before, through prayer, we can find the strength and keep going to choose what is right po. Yun. Thank you po.
Yes, thank you so much. That's beautifully said, JM. And I love how you pointed out also that we don't rely on motivation alone, but on faithfulness and trust. And that's a powerful reminder that for everyone, that faith reminds us that even when we feel unmotivated or distracted, so God's guidance and prayer can help us make the right choices. Thank you so much for sharing, JM. And how about Tanya? Same question. How can our faith guide the choices we make each day, especially when motivation is low or distractions are high?
For me, my faith helps me by providing guidance and directions in my daily decision. It reminds me what is right and meaningful, and it's also aligned in my values. Faith also teaches discipline, obedience, and practical ways to navigate challenges, especially when motivation is low or distractions are very high. I agree to everyone that most importantly, just like what the church administration always taught us, make it a habit to be prayerful and seek God before every step we take. As this help us to stay focused and connected to our goals. And it's important to remind ourselves that with faith combined with prayer, we can remain consistent, make a wiser decisions, and take practical steps toward achieving our goals.
Yeah, indeed. And faith and prayer don't just guide us, but they give us also the strength and focus to take practical steps toward achieving our goals. Thank you so much for that powerful insight of yours, Tanya. And maybe we're going to ask again, JM. Yeah, looking ahead, what does progress realistically look like for you?
For me, progress is small and consistent. even in little steps show becoming more disciplined, focus or on what matters, and closer to God. Para sa akin po, yung consistency, yun yung importante, hindi kailangan perfect na ginagawa natin. Kailangan nag-grow tayo every day, learning from our mistake, saka hindi tayo nag-quit, not giving up when things don't go doon sa mga plan po natin. Sa maliit na bagay po na yun, nagpa-progress tayo to become more disciplined, more patient, and more aware of God's presence in my daily life po. Even in small and ordinary moments. Thank you.
Yeah, ang ganda naman ng JM. That's beautiful. I love how you highlighted that progress isn't about perfection, tama, but about taking small, consistent steps each day. So thank you so much for that. And how about Tanya? Looking ahead, what does progress realistically look like for you?
For me personally, in my case, I can see progress realistically when I constantly take the steps that I've had set to achieve my goals. About procrastinating, maybe if I can find myself consistently planning about my week or during the whole day. So yeah, it's not just about the end result, it's also about following through with the actions I planned and staying committed every day.
Yun talaga, Jessica, di ba? Like consistency, yun yung is the key. And staying committed to your daily actions, even in small ways, so is what builds real progress over time. So thank you so much, Tanya and JM. And who do you have next, Jessica?
Yes, so I want to go to David. David, same goes for you. Looking ahead now, what does progress realistically look like for you?
Progress for me means small but impactful changes, as everyone or most of the others said. Realistically, progress doesn't always mean that it will automatically become better the next day. But if you continue to pray to God for Him to help you in these small changes, you can be sure that the goals you have set this year will be reached. What I like to do, for example, when I face a big problem, is to try my very best to continue to hold on. And if I'm not able to succeed with my goal on that day, I try my best to look forward. And that brings me to what also progress means for me is that you're trying your very best.
Yes, thank you so much. So progress doesn't mean that you've achieved it. Progress, it means that you're trying your best. So it's not about, I guess they say, it's not about the destination, but about the journey. So doing your best to, trying to achieve what it is your goals are, whatever it is your tasks are, whatever it is, whatever responsibilities you have, but trying your best to do them, to achieve them, to fulfill them. That is also really important for us to remember. For you, Elena, what does progress look like for you?
Progress looks like slowly getting better grades, understanding more in school, and being closer to getting my driver's license. It's not about being perfect. Everybody here will, of course, experience ups and downs in life, but it's about improving step by step. And when hardships comes, it's important to have in mind to endure and also pray to God whenever you feel like needing help.
Thank you so much. So it's not about being perfect. It's about taking those little steps, the way Alina said, the way Tanya has mentioned. And then again, kind of what all the other guests have said about, about being consistent with yourself, whatever that may look like, whatever those small steps may be. So thank you so much. And lastly, we want to ask Reese. Reese, for you, what does progress realistically look like?
So for me, progress can somewhat be painful in a good way due to the discipline it requires. So if my goals are making me somewhat uncomfortable, aka like if I'm working towards my goals and it makes me uncomfortable, then I know that I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, which is good, and it results in me disciplining myself to become an even better version of myself. And the way I think of progress is that it's not linear, but it's more like waves. And it can get very messy. You have many ups and downs. Sometimes you feel like you're progressing exponentially. Sometimes you feel like you're completely going down, that nothing, you feel like you can't progress at all. But at the end of the day, I think to myself, how was I the day before, a month before, or even a year before? And I can kind of reflect on that. And then when I think of it, I usually can see the progress that I had made, yeah, after so many days and years. And that's what really continues to motivate me too.
Thank you so much. And I think that's also a good reminder for everyone, really, that you think at this very moment you're not progressing, you haven't done anything, but then if you look back, you've done a lot, you've achieved a lot, you've overcome a lot. So thank you so much, Reese, for that reminder as well, to kind of for everyone to think that, okay, maybe right this moment we're not, doing what we want to do, we're not progressing the way we wanted to progress, but we've already gone so far, achieved so much more than we could have imagined if we just look back a bit, if you look back to how we were last year, last month, last week, or the day before. So thank you so much for that reminder, Reese. So that was our topic discussion. Now I want to read some comments from our live chat for those who shared. Lisa Stan, she says, great answers. I love the topic. I think she's here to support Tanya. So tack Lisa. We have Romel Cleofas. He says, one of my goals is to continue and be more active in the propagation and sharing of our faith. So I think that is also an important goal for each one of us to have as members of the Church of Christ, to continue to share our faith and to share the blessings that we have as members of the church and the importance of our membership inside of the Church of Christ. Raquel de la Cruz, she says, always entrust in God's promise and his working hands for us as his servants. Always entrust to God, but we also need to do our part. So faith and action is they work hand in hand. We have Michael Masangpai. Goal for 2026 is continue serving our Lord God, obeying all his commandments and doing it by heart, and be a good steward of God, having positive vibes and asking God's guidance in everything we do. We have another comment. Kenneth, could you please read that for us? It's in Tagalog.
Yeah, okay. Motivation is, okay, slow destruction is high, keep believing, keep going, sabi sa leksyon na napapakinggan natin, may pangako ang Diyos sa atin na kapag sinusunod natin kalooban niya, wala magiging hadlang. That's true. Thank you so much for that, Rose Marie Bares. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you to everyone who commented in our chat. Now let's go to the next part of our broadcast. We have a Let's Learn segment prepared for you. So we have some Swedish words related to our topic this evening. So please enjoy our Let's Learn segment.
Hi, are you ready to learn some Swedish words related to our topic? Let's get started. Our first word is goal. In Swedish, that is mål. Mål. Action is handling. Handling. The word choice is val. Val. Habit is vana. Vana. Effort is ansträngning. Ansträngning. Discipline is discipline. Discipline. Commitment is engagemang. Engagemang. The word patience is tålamod. Tålamod. The word faith is tro. Tro. And lastly, the word progress is framsteg. Framsteg. Those were just some Swedish words for you. Hope you enjoyed and see you next time, or vi ses nästa gång.
Yes, so those were some Swedish words for you. We hope you learned something new. Let's go to a quick round of shout outs for our guest. Who do we want to start with? Kenneth?
Yes, maybe we're going to start Tanya.
Yes, I want to greet all my friends and family here in Sweden and also in the Philippines watching right now. I also want to give all the brethren in Gothenburg, Sweden, and to our resident minister, Brother Fred Rico, and to his family po, and also to my best friend, Sister Lisa Stan, and to her mom po. Happy watching po.
Thank you so much. How about Elena?
I want to shout out to our district minister, Kavisar, our resident minister, Brother Oliver, and his family, my mom, dad, sister, and my cousins who are actually here, David and Reese, and also to all my friends from Oslo, Larvik, Rjukan, Kristiansand, Stavanger, and also happy birthday to Tessa Nagit. And thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much, Elena. And how about JM?
Una po sa lahat, sa destinado po namin, ka-RC and ka-Kevin po, at sa aming pong GWS Overseer, Brother Jonas, and his wife po, ka-Alexandra Alfonso, sa Pangulong mga awit po namin, ka-Charwin, at saka sa Head Choir, District Choir Directors po, dito po sa ating distrito, ka-Kati Giev and ka-Crispin Ann Ramirez po, saka sa lahat po ng Poland, Vlog, Brethren, Katowice, and to all church officers po, especially Wubich, GWS, and Katowice. And to all of my relatives po, especially sa mother ko, nasa Israel po siya, Julie David. She's watching right now. And to Miss Chari May Bayaka, hello po and happy viewing po. And happy birthday po kay Brother Dennis Gonzalez. Thank you po.
Thank you so much, JM. And yeah, let's go to Reese.
So shout outs to my family here, and including Elena, my cousin who's also in this broadcast, and shout out to my family around the world in Canada, Australia, and the Philippines. Shout out to all my friends, and to the Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Manalo, and to the Church Administration, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and shout out to our District Minister, Brother Visar Balsita, and to our destinado, Brother Rodean Malyara.
Thank you so much, Reese. And how about David?
Shout out to all my family members from Norway, including my sister Reese, and also my cousin, Elena. And shout out also to my family members from Canada, Australia, and in the Philippines. Also a shout out to all the brethren here in Oslo and Oslo East, and to all the Binhi members from the District of Northern Europe. Lastly, shout out to our district CFO overseer in our district, Ka Oliver Nugget and his family, and a shout out also to our district supervising minister, Kavisar Balsita and his family. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you so much, David, and to all the guests. And for our birthday greetings, Cheska?
Yes, so we have quite a few names in our greetings for tonight. So we want to get started with Budapest. We want to greet Eugene Sarmiento, James Lawrence Balido, Charmaine Halasan, Genesis Doroga, Emerald Tador, Denzel joined Albufera, Florence Sapalaran, Thomas Nicole Iko. So those were our birthday celebrants from Budapest. From Lund, we want to greet Louise Winter, Sven Hult. From Oslo East, we want to greet Jason Almadrigo. Firmyon Dalar, we want to greet Tessa Nagit, Mateo Jansen, and we also want to greet Elena, who had her 18th birthday recently. So welcome to Kadiwa, Elena. We want to greet in Stockholm, Lisbeth Flores. And in Helsinki, we want to greet happy first birthday to Emerald Ravello from Mommy Camille and Daddy Jerry. And then we also want to greet Cheryl Castillo from Espoo. We want to greet Mol Lee from Vanta. We want to greet Novem Grace Abendaño, Vincent Onyesa, Kian, and Kyle Tabigne. And we also want to greet Mirna Akuve. So those were our birthday celebrants that we wanted to greet for tonight. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Now we are nearing the end of our broadcast. Who else do we want to greet, Kenneth?
Yes, thank you to all the viewers and listeners, and thank you to Kayatech in the Philippines. And of course, I want to greet my family and friends, relatives in the Philippines, and shout out to all the brethren in the local congregation of Stockholm's Council Aroga GWS and all the GWS in Sweden. And greetings po to our District Supervising Minister, Brother Bizarre Balsita and family. And hello po sa aming destinado, Brother Roland Pineda and family. And hello po to Brother RC. Thanks for visiting us po. And how about you, Jessica?
I want to greet my family, my dad, my mom who's currently in the Philippines, my sister, and my brother who's in the Philippines. I want to greet my congregation of Lund, Sweden, and to everyone from Lund who is tuning in and supporting our broadcast this evening. I would like to greet our resident minister, Brother Frederick Gregor, for supporting us in our broadcast this evening as well. And to all the brethren in our district for tuning in to our Northern Europe Chronicles this evening. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like and share our broadcast. So that is the end of our broadcast for this evening. So once again, thank you for watching INCRadio Northern Europe Chronicles, and see you all again next week.
Sa tagal na po namin sa aming lugar, halos 20 taon po kami doon. Ngayon lang namin naranasan yung ganong kalaking baha po. Yung baha sa amin kasi